The panner plugins by Soundparticles take auto panning to the next level. Energy Panner does this by using the volume of your audio as trigger for the panning, and Brightness Panner does this by using the higher frequencies of your audio. In this video I will show you some examples of how these plugins sound and work, so you will know if these plugins will fit your workflow. Hi, I'm Marlon. Both plugins are very interesting. They can pan your audio in ways which are very difficult to pull off with standard panning automation, reverb, EQ and more. The plugin can pan in all sorts of formats, like in 5.1 and 7.1. In this video we'll focus on the various stereo modes and the binaural abilities. So the panners work like this. The panning functions, which are in the top half of the plugins, are the same for both plugins. The settings regarding the specifics of the plugin are in the bottom half. There are two ways these plugins can pan a sound. You have the standard pan, which has a start and end point and always return to the start point, and a sliding mode, where the pan doesn't return to its start position but stays at the end position until the next pan movement trigger happens. Then it starts again at the previous end position and moves to a new position, and this continues on. Depending on which mode you have chosen, this will have a very different behavior with the settings you have here. Start from speaker sets if you want the panning to start from where the audio is in your speakers. Move from point means the audio starts at the panning point you set in the big dome, and this dome is also where you see exactly how the panning behaves. These four set the movement of the panning. You have move to speakers, where the audio moves to the speakers. If you have selected start from speakers, nothing happens logically. So choose move from speakers. The second is move to point. The start from point and move to point can be set individually from each other. So you can really create a panning path like this. And you have two circular motions, clockwise and counterclockwise. Now, by playing with the attack and release settings, you can change how quickly the panning reacts to either volume or brightness and how quick it moves to the next stage. With Energy Panner, you use the threshold to set above which baseline the panning starts to happen. And the ratio sets how much panning there will be. With the brightness panner there are a few more controls. The low and high set the area in which the panning effect is triggered. Pitch works in a similar way, only the pitch is detected, and you see the values change in note pitches. In both cases you can see in the frequency bar what the detected pitch and frequency is, so that helps fine-tuning the triggering. The brightness plugin can also accept MIDI notes and chords to determine when to trigger. Something which I need to trigger is you to subscribe. Please do so and hit the notification bell as well. Now, when you switch the brightness plugin to slider, you see that there is only a low threshold setting and speed, which sets the speed of the effect. There's no sync to BPM, so adjust and listen. These two plugins can do great panning effects for sure. Let's play around with them. It's easy to create wacky panning effects, but I also find these plugins are very useful when you have them before a reverb to diffuse the effect a bit and add movement. And also to use it on any instrument and blend it in slightly, also for movement. Then there is movement happening more on the sides, while the normal sound is coming through the middle. With sidechain you can do some cool stuff as well. On this snare the reverb is a send effect with the energy panner after it. The snare triggers the energy panner, so on hits it's fully stereo, but after that the panner moves from left to right to the center, so it becomes mono. This is without the energy panner. And this is with. A clear difference. The different stereo modes also give a different result. Let's demonstrate some more of the binaural sound with these drums and the brightness panner. So wear headphones for this one. I hear these drums going behind me and from my right ear rise a bit going in front of my head and going down in my left ear before going around the back of my head again. Now, which of these two plugins is best to use? It really depends on the material. Both plugins react differently to the incoming sound and both pan because of that differently. So the energy panner and brightness panner work well on a wide range. Since these are panning plugins, you of course use them on stereo tracks. The video on screen will show you free binaural plugins, check it out. Don't forget to subscribe and like this channel, I'll see you in the next one.